Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do just a quick flip through of this book because I'm going to get it off on its way either tomorrow or Friday. So I wanted to give you a quick peep, and that'll get us a Wednesday video up here. I didn't know if I would be able to come back today or not because I didn't know what I'd have. But I just decided to go ahead. I started on the other one. I started 2 prayer books when we started the prayer books in February because I wanted to have one to put up for grabs. And then, this all happened with Brian, and I just got so sidetracked and out of focus, and more so than usual. And so I started back. I got mine done as far as I wanted it to be done. And then Linda had asked for the second book, the second prayer book. And I know she gives them to her mom. She takes them and she reads to her mom and goes through every little thing in the book, and I love the way she does that. So I was working on the second book, getting it ready for her, and this is the week of Brian's MRI, so I just could not stay focused. So I thought, wait a minute, I'm going to take my book, which is almost done, and finish it up for Linda, and then I'll finish mine just a little bit later when I can. So that's what I've done. I've taken the book that I had, that I showed you the other day, and just really embellished on it a whole lot more because Linda's are for display. She'll go over this now with her mom and sit and read and show her every little thing in there, and they'll talk about it and all that, and then it will go in her display. So this could be a real foo-fooed grandma's prayer book, and it is really foo-fooed. So let me just give you a quick flip through, and then I've got a couple things that I want to talk to you about. I had a little card in the mail, and I've got just several things I want to talk to you, but let me give you a quick flip through for those of you that want to see what's in the book and need to get on your way with your day. This is the front, and I put the bow up here this time because she loved the image of the hands. She said that just did something to her when she saw the image of the hands on the Bible. So I put the bow at the top so that would have more view. This lace, let me tell you real quick, this is a new lace as far as I know. I've never noticed it at Hobby Lobby before, but it's on the roll. You buy the whole roll, and it's on sale this week at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to pick up some more. I'm running to my son's this morning, and while I'm over there, I'm going to run by Hobby Lobby and get all they have of that because I love that. So this is it. This is the page with the church and all that, and I'm not going to go into every little detail because we just made this book together, but I just want to show you what I did with the book with Linda. And I still have a few things I want to do. The Heart-Worn Bible, I put a strip of this down through almost every page. And we're not going to go through every little thing. I took my silk rag out and put her in a real hanky, and that's glued in there, and I put some pearl strips down through here. This is just a bunch of songs, and we went over them the other day when I was showing the book, and when I thought it was going to be mine, and I'll do those. I mean, I've got another set already. I had it all done for 2 books, so all I have to do is finish those up. This is a little book that I made her that I wanted to, I love this, just love this. And I wanted to put a lot of reading in there. And I didn't embellish the inside. I want it to be very, very simple. There is a notepad back here, and I'll put a little pencil down in here, and then some readings and things over here. And this is the one that I put on my Facebook page last night. And if you're not on my Facebook page, just click follow. You don't have to send a friend request unless you just want to. But I put this on my Facebook page last night, and it just really, this is something we all need to be reading right now and taking to heart because of all this going on in our world. It is a mess, I'm telling you. And it says, last night I took a journey to a land across the seas, and I didn't go by ship or plane. I traveled on my knees. I saw so many people there in bondage to their sins, and Jesus told me I should go, that there were souls to win. But I said, Jesus, I can't go to lands across the sea. He answered quickly, yes, you can, by traveling on your knees. And then it goes on and on about the power of prayer. And then if we'll pray and ask, he will be there. So we need to be doing that. Right now, we need to be doing that for Ukraine and all the messes over there in that part of the world. And, there's messes all over the world, but that is a critical situation over there right now. And we need to all be on our knees and praying in earnest prayer for that situation and all those people over there. So I just love that. I put that on my page, and it has really gone bonkers. Oh, wait, that goes in here. So I love that. There's going to be more. I want to put a few more things in there. That's why I'm going to wait a day or two to send it off yet. This is a poem that I have put in books before. I put them in my church books that I call the Old Country Church books. And it's If Jesus Came to Your House. And it says, if Jesus came to your house to spend a day or two, if he came unexpectedly, I wonder what you'd do. Oh, I know you'd give your nicest room to such an honored guest, and all the food you'd serve to him would be your very best. And you would keep assuring him you're glad to have him there, that serving him in your home is joy beyond compare. But when you saw him coming, would you meet him at the door with arms outstretched in welcome to your heavenly visitor? Or would you have to change your clothes before you let him in, or hide some magazines and put the Bible where they'd been? Would you turn off the radio and hope he hadn't heard, and wish you hadn't uttered that last loud and hasty word? I just love that. You know, I love profound readings. I just love profound readings. But I've got that piece of lace down through here, this filled pocket over here, and then this book with filled pockets. I had wanted a lot of pockets in my book, and I ended up putting them in this one for her. And this is the Grandma and Grandpa page, which I wanted to keep very plain. This is the kids' page. I love to put bits of my own Sweet Annie in my book. That smells so good. So I put it in just a little bag, and it'll be okay in there because this is going to be on display anyway once she shows it to her mom. And then the back, the good old days, and I read that to you before, and that's just a great... Well, I like to talk about the good old days. It thrills me, I confess, walking to church or down a country road, about 4 or 5 miles, I guess. Folks got there early, and they stayed there late, and all through the night they prayed while the little ones slept on the old church pews. Those were the good old days. Come Sunday morning in the old log cabin, you could hear the patter of little feet just heading for the kitchen because Mom was calling, kids, get ready to eat. Then Pa would pray and bless the food, and then he'd turn around and say, better eat all you want so you won't get hungry because meeting might last all day. Well, times have changed and years passed, and that old church house is gone, but there's precious memories of that sacred spot that I share with just the Lord alone. Oh, and if I could live but 100 years, there's a place time can't erase, and the God that kept me in the good old days is going to keep me till the judgment days. And then it goes on, well, I like to talk about the good old days, you know. I love that. That's a Dottie Rainbow song. We grew up with gospel music. Daddy was a Baptist preacher for 65 years, and he was also a gospel music promoter for about 15 or so years. I don't know how many. So we grew up with those old gospel greats in our home. Mom would cook for them when they would come for singings, even in the area, just anywhere. You know, the Stamps, the Lefevres, the Blackwood brothers, you know, it was a great, great time. The Oak Ridge Boys, when they were gospel, they were in our home. I sat in the floor and played jacks with that Bill. What's his name with the long hair? I was about 10 years old. This is a War Room prayer book, and that will go on there. And then another pocket back here with just lots of readings. And then this little strip down through all of the things. And then along with this book, I'm going to send Linda this Be a Circle Maker. And that is just a great book. And I know Linda will enjoy reading it. She can give it to her mom if she wants to, but that'll go with the book. So let's see. Got that. But I'll have this off... probably Friday, Linda. I do want to do several more things to it, even though it is packed, absolutely packed. So I'll get that off. Let's see. Let me put this over here. I want to talk about this book just a minute. I've had 2 or 3 people ask me about this book. I don't even know the size of this. I mean, I don't have a ruler up here. It's not huge. It's not a whole lot bigger than our prayer book in size, except it's not gator mouth yet, and it will be. But someone asked about it, and I thought it was going to be one of the cheaper books, like, I guess, $35, $45, $50. I don't know. But this one is going to be a gator mouth book, and it is going to be huge. And they said that I had, said I probably wouldn't do any more of the bigger books. Well, I will now and then. I don't like to. I have a couple of ladies right now wanting the big lap $250 books, and of course I want to do that. Of course I want to make that money because that goes in my Mercy Mission fund where I help people. I need my funds. But they just take so much time, and I just can't stay focused. I'm so hyper, I can't stay focused that long on one book. So I prefer to turn out the ones that are 35, 45, 65, 75, even 125. I don't like to go over that unless it's just so outlandishly big. I have to. So I like to keep books down around the price that I would pay, and there's no way I would pay $250 for a book. I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, we're not wealthy, but we're not poor. We're not wealthy, but I wouldn't do that. But I do like to make those from 35 to maybe 125 or whatever. So none of my books are going to be outlandishly expensive unless you ask for one, and I have somehow come across something that's going to focus my mind so I can do it. We'll see. But this is going to be an absolutely beautiful book. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It's going to run somewhere between 75 and 125, and I don't know yet until I get it done. And that's one of the things that I do that I should not ever, 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 ever do, and that is give a price on a book before I get it done. Because you see, the hours I have spent in this book right here. It is sold. The price is already set. And this woman this friend is in a position where she could probably buy just about anything she wants. But still, I'm not raising the price of that book. That book is sold. This book is sold. But I'm not raising the price, and I am still continuing after she is already satisfied with it and ready to do the PayPal. I'm still continuing to add to this book, because when my name goes on something, that speaks to the kind of person that I am. And I'm going to give you more than your money's worth on anything that you get from me. So even though this book is all but paid for and on its way, I'm still working on that book. And until I'm satisfied with it, I'm going to keep on working with it. And the price is not going to go up. We set the price. I just want the book to be perfect in my way of thinking. So that's why this book is going to be just a little bit higher, because it is so big, and it already had so many pages in it. I think it has 20 pages in it. So I'm not sure what this one is going to be, but I am going to make a couple of smaller ones, and they will have this look. Now, someone wanted to know, what is the difference in a passport book and a not a passport book? Well, I made up the phrase not a passport book. The passport books are books that look kind of like this. They're made, many of them are made with a actual passport. I see no reason to do that. But they do, and they're called a passport book. And inside are just receipts, legal papers, just the kind of things, that kind of thing. Nothing that you could sit down and really feel like it talked to you, gave you a warm feeling or whatever. Nothing like that. It's just the passport books are beyond beautiful to me. But I don't like what's inside of them. I like the look of what's inside, but I don't like the actual papers and things in there, because they don't speak to anybody. And if you want a book that doesn't speak to you, that's fine, but I like books to talk to me. And I want to lay a book down and walk away and feel like I've been on a journey of some kind, a warm, cozy feeling or whatever. I just want to feel better about myself when I lay a book down and walk away. So the passport books are on the order of this, but most of them are made with a passport. They are very messy inside. Just go to YouTube and type in passport journals, and you will see what a passport book looks like inside. It is just a bunch of papers that are a bunch of nothing. What I want to do is to redesign my grandma books like this. This is going to be a grandma book when I get done with it. It's going to be an original grandma book with all the readings inside about the grandma's pearls of wisdom and all of those great, great readings, plus more that I've found since then. And when you put this book down and walk away, you're going to feel like a different person down deep inside, because that's the kind of things I want in my books. I want things in my books that are going to change your life, change your way of thinking, give you a warm, cozy feeling. I want my books to make a difference. And if I sold a book for $200 and $300 like this with the passports inside, what would you have? You would have a book that looks kind of messy and has nothing inside. Now, this is my way of thinking. There are people making passport books right and left and selling them like hotcakes and selling them for big money. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to call them not a passport book after this one, but this is not a passport book number 3, meaning it looks kind of like a passport book on the outside, all messy and all that, but on the inside, it's going to have wisdom beyond compare. It's going to have warm and cozy and fuzzy. It's going to take you on a journey back in time to Grandma's day in the late 1800s or the early 1900s. But it's going to be warm and fuzzy and cozy stuff. Just stuff. I don't know what all, just what was in the other books, except it's going to be more aged than it was before. And they're just going to be out of this world. So I'm going to get this one done and get it up for grabs. And then I'm going to make a couple of small ones, and they're going to be on down there, but they are going to be small books. They're not going to have a lot of pages in them, but they are going to have this look for those that just want to collect a little book like that. So let's see. Got the lace on sale at Hobby Lobby this week. I think that's it. I'm going to get this up. Oh, let me... I got this card from Kathy yesterday. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to put this in my display over the piano. I really appreciate all the cards and prayers. Brian's MRI is either Friday or Saturday. He thinks it's Saturday. I hope he doesn't have that wrong. But, you can't tell these kids, even though they're grown, he's 52. But you can't, there's their way, the highway. So, his MRI, and then we'll know more. We'll know how bad this really is. Maybe it's not bad at all, Lord willing. And we'll see where we go from there. So keep those prayers coming. And hold on. He's just doing a plain old traffic stop. We're not after a robber or anything. Keep those prayers coming. I appreciate them. You have no idea. We'll see where we go after a couple more days. And then it'll be a few days probably before we'll know the results of the MRI, I would think. I don't know why they waited 2 weeks to do an MRI if he has a tumor. And I just don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I didn't want this to be a downer. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But I have been so upset about this. So I'm going to get Linda's book done and off in the next couple of days. Then I'll be right on that immediately, and it won't take too long to finish that because I already have a lot of it printed off, aged, and all that, and ready. So sometime, probably the end of next week, unless this goes from bad to worse, and I can't work at all. So we'll see. So I'm going to get off here, get this uploaded. I'm going to our son's this morning. I just go over there about every couple of weeks, and he has a home office, so he works from home, so he didn't get out a whole lot during the pandemic, so I'm going to go over there. We're going to take a lunch break. He's going to take a lunch break. We're going to go get a sandwich and go to the park and sit and gab about the price of rice in China. Then I'm going to come back home and get busy. Okay, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a super duper grand and groovy day. Hope you get a little kindness and spread a little kindness absolutely everywhere you go. Love and hugs.